Many people waiting for these reports often find those wines are no longer available. They're sold out already. Many of the wines that show up on those lists, we've been selling for years. So we don't follow those lists. We get there first. So today I'm gonna pull back the curtain and I'm gonna teach you a little bit about our 3-step future winner framework for spotting legendary wine before anyone else. So one of our goals is to find the next big thing before it blows up. The 2025 lists this year are just further proof that our system works, as it has since 2009 when Big Hammer Wines was launched. So the first pillar is simple. Follow the winemaker, not the wine. A world-class winemaker doesn't just get lucky once. They have a signature, they have a philosophy, and we don't just look at one wine. We track the careers of the world's best winemakers, and there's a reason why they earn those titles. When we talk about 2022 Bordeaux, we talk about Pontet Canet, Léoville-Barton, this one, Sun and Margaux. We knew this was a legendary vintage and there were legends in the making, in large part because we knew the consistency of the teams. They're repeatedly producing brilliant wines year after year. These are some of the masters of the craft and winemaking around the world, but even a great winemaker can't beat a bad vintage. So how did we know 2022 was gonna be historic? Well, turns out everything kind of came together in that vintage, and we already had some clues. We were given a preview of those wines at En Primeur in Bordeaux in the spring of 2023, where we tasted all the wines from barrel. And at the time, weather reports were it was kind of super hot, dry summer, freak of nature type vintage, but cool nights. Well, it was kind of a combination of things that worked out swimmingly, perfectly. And people immediately started buying futures of these wines that have now been released. And we knew we were sitting on gold and we bought big as a result. So that works for regions like Bordeaux. So how do you find the underdogs, the ones no one's talking about? Well, that's one of our secrets. Pillar number 3, listen for the critics' whispers. Long before the big top 100 lists arrive on the scene in the fall, critics often drop hints. If you're reading closely their regional reports, they may write a small blog article about their barrel tastings and their visits, and they'll use code words. And we're obsessed with tracking these things. So for instance, when we saw an early Venice report on southern Italy, and Venice used the words like electric acidity to describe the 2021 Elena Fucci Titolo, we bought as much as we could. That wine ultimately showed up in the top 100 list. And when Suckling mentioned the incredible purity and focus of Domaine Anita Bourgogne and Beaujolais, we knew this was a future winner. And sure enough, it showed up in the top 100 list. These aren't tasting notes, they're more tells. Like if you're a poker player, it's the quiet part. Maybe it's not being said out loud. But for those of us with our ears to the ground, this is how you get these wines before they're sold out. So that's the framework. Follow the winemaker, identify high-quality unicorn vintages, and listen for the whispers. But let's be honest, that's a full-time job. You don't have to do the obsessive research because we've already done it for you. That's what it means to be an expert insider. And that's what we love doing at Big Hammer Wines, is sharing our discoveries. And now you know, those best of lists aren't a starting point, they're just a confirmation of the work that we're doing all year long, every year. And now you have the framework to think like a professional wine buyer and help spot greatness for your own cellar. So now I want to hear from you. What's the best wine you've ever discovered before it got famous? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want to keep getting ahead of the trends, make sure you like, subscribe, and share Big Hammer Wines with a friend. Cheers.